has different strengths and weaknesses, and I think a good manager fills in those gaps. You have to treat it as like you would any relationship.
Do other people ever ask you, like, can you manage me?
All the time.
A dad's skipped his daughter's birthday party to see Kai. Is this a true story?
This is a very true story.
Is it ever like, this is work, but I love this?
That's a great question. Absolutely. Because like I say this all the time, but I'm like, music is my escape from music. When I moved here, I'm alone. I don't have any family, you know, trying to figure out my place in all of this.
I heard you were a yapper on Clubhouse at one point.
Oh yeah. Wait, did I talk about that?
You did, yeah.
Shout out Clubhouse.
Welcome back to, The Matt Show, where I sit down and talk with the coolest people that I can find in tech, culture, business, and the arts. Today, I'm joined by the awesome Juliana Miller. Juliana is a Chicago music industry hero, in my opinion, whose oversight and creative input spans a bunch of different roles, from being the artist manager behind Kai Crusade, Vu. When I first learned about you, you were super involved with The Mind. Juliana is the studio manager at Classicks Studios, one of Chicago's most well-regarded studios, where she fosters a creative atmosphere for artists to develop their sound and brand in and out of Chicago. She is VP of A&R at Classicks Never Die, which is like part of Classicks Studios, which we'll talk about. And you're also a DJ who goes by Soju. Like, very creative. I love drinking soju. And
Me too.
Juliana is also a member of the Recording Academy, the world's leading society of music professionals, not to mention host of the Grammys. She kind of just leaped into the music industry on her own intuition, and through her own hustle and brains got connected with the right people, which I'm excited to get into. So Juliana, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
For coming on the Matt Show, yeah.
Thank you. I'm excited. Excited to chat.
Let's jump straight into it. What does it mean for you to be a good manager? Because all the managers I know of artists do it kind of their own way. There's no like formula or equation to it.
No, not at all.
If you were looking at another manager, or when you're reflecting on your own experience, how do you like tell if like you're doing a good job? Like, what does that mean to you?
I mean, I feel like that's such a hard question to answer, but a great one. I think, like you said, it looks different for literally everybody. I think every artist needs a different kind of manager because every artist has different strengths and weaknesses. And I think a good manager fills in those gaps and honestly listens to their artists. Like, that's first and foremost. Like,
in what kind of ways?
In every single way. And I don't even just mean like the music. Like, do they listen to them and connect with them like as a human being first? Mm-hmm. Because I think from there, knowing what the artist's North Star is and also knowing what your North Star is and making sure those two align, that's the first step. I think it helps you create a strategy and a plan from there, because if you know where you're both trying to go and it's the same place, then all you have to do is fill in the blanks. And, you know, it makes it sound so simple, but it's obviously not. But I think
makes it not
like,
simple?
I mean, because the definition changes every day. I think for me too, like every day I'm learning how to be a good manager, because it's different. Like I said, it's different with every artist. Like there's so many parts and pieces to being a manager too. Like, it's not just, oh, okay, well, we got to put the music out and get the admin stuff done and the like there's like a checklist, of course. So that's the first step. Like that's the basic stuff. But how can you get creative with the rollout? How can you get press opportunities that actually make sense for the artist? Because there's a million things that you can lock in like within your own network, but does it even make sense for the artist? I wouldn't put, you know, an R&B artist on a platform that is primarily hip hop or vice versa. Like, it just doesn't make sense. And then does the artist even want to do it? There's timelines. There's knowing the artist's fan base and like how they receive things, because it's completely different. Like some Some artists have fan bases that, are good off of, they don't need like constant releases. So there's other artists that need like to be fed all the time. And it's just, there's so many different elements to it. But I also think
Do you
like,
guys eat in the studio?
do we eat?
You said fed all the time.
Oh, no, I mean like keeping like the
I know,
fans
I'm joking.
fed. Okay, I'm like, no, because we eat. We eat for sure.
But you're saying like from not just on paper perspective of this is what I should do for these artists, and not even just what they say, what they want, but like staying in touch with them
Yes.
as a human being to the point that you get them, that you know what is or what's not going to resonate with them in the world.
Yeah, and that's like a learning process every single day. Like it
Yeah.
literally, it
'Cause people
really
change every day.
every day. I change every day. My artists change every day. Like there's so many different elements, and I think like too, you have to treat it as like you would any relationship, any close relationship. It takes so much work every single day, and not just like traditional work, but emotionally. Like it's a very emotionally involved because you really do care about this person and believe in them and have faith in them, and they have to put the same trust in you too. And you have to be able to like get through conflicts well. Like you have to be able to be open-minded to different ideas and vice versa too. Like there is so much learning.
Does that
and
ever happen?
trust.
Like conflicts where
Yeah.
you were convinced 3 days ago that you and this artist are like all super cool, and then something comes up out of nowhere and suddenly there's some kind of like disagreement?
Yeah, I mean, there's always disagreements, but it's like getting through that in the most productive but also like understanding way. And but that's like literally with any relationship. Yeah, like I disagree with my friends, I disagree with my family,
your partner,
like
whoever it is.
100%. So it's like, how do we resolve those things mostly in a productive way too? Because I think like things move really quickly, and it's how do we get through it in a very understanding way. So yeah,
What do you mean when you say it moves quickly?
music moves so quickly, like
Yeah, more than so many art forms.
so quickly, and like in a way you have to like capitalize off of a moment. You have to know like when to drop everything and do something, like, and you have to like constantly be in tune with that, about what's going on, what the climate of the music industry is. Like it literally changes every day. But also you have to understand like when your artist is having like a moment, and being able to set up things really quickly within that moment to keep that momentum going, because that's all you're trying to catch at the end of the day. And it can be so exhausting. Like I think there's something going on with Lola Young right now, like where she's taking a break from everything because she had this moment and just completely exhausted herself, and so that's like an extreme case. But I think that it's really 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 important to know when you have the moment and what to do with it, because I think like a lot of artists, they'll get like this super big TikTok song, or they'll go viral or whatever, but they don't have like the infrastructure or whatever to know what to do with that moment, and how to actually like on a very like logistics level, like get data from your fans, like know who is actually listening to it and how you can speak to them and how you can build that relationship with your fans. So
do you have any examples of like, not that you have to have one, but like a moment
like somebody went viral?
Yeah, and you're like, okay, what do we do with this?
I mean, not that I've worked with, honestly. Like I've had like moments where a producer I work with gets like a placement. That's like a whole different side. Like producer management is a whole different thing in itself than artist management. Yeah.
In what way?
I mean, there's a lot less elements, just to be completely honest with you. Like, artist management, you have to worry about the marketing and the PR and like so many different things because they're very front facing. I think when you manage a producer, it's very kind of like everything is really behind the scenes. So a lot of it is like internal conversations, and then just a lot of conversations between other people in the industry. So like say your producer that you managed gets a placement, like for that one day that record drops, you have to know how to have that conversation while that record is hot. Because it might not be like the thing that you believe in the most or whatever, but it's a placement. And so who do you talk to get more placements and to be like, oh, well, this producer that I managed so-and-so just got a producer or a placement with this artist or whatever. Maybe it's a lot of it is like, okay, there's a lot of eyes on this producer from other producers. Okay, then let's drop a sample pack and then let's get more income from that. It's just like knowing, and that's another thing. It's like knowing when to capitalize on that moment. So another example.
Well, it's like something may get hot, but it might not get hot for you, but you have the strategic insight to know like what to do with it in the moment. That's where people like Juliana come in.
And just like knowing like who to talk to, like who within my network is going to like this thing and who's going to resonate with it. So like I said, like if it's a producer that gets a placement, okay, well, who exists in this world that I know of that we can double down on that and then maybe find another opportunity for a placement, or I can link this person with this person now that we have this credibility on this album or whatever. So it's really just like finding points of leverage to propel you into the next thing. It's literally just pillar after pillar after pillar after pillar that just is just, and it's very, you know, sometimes it's up and down, sometimes you need a break or whatever, but like you have to keep that momentum.
Yeah. Super cool. Thank you. So I described you as a Chicago music hero, but you're also from Tennessee.
I'm from Tennessee.
The last time I talked with you, you told me even when you were in Tennessee, you were tapped in with Chicago music. So
always.
I would love to like just get your backstory, which is pretty unconventional for your average like teenager in Tennessee to be so tuned in with real time evolving Chicago music. Like debating in my head whether to ask you about your childhood or like the moving to Chicago part, but whatever you want to start with.
Dude, I mean, like, obviously music has always been in my life. I think I talk about that in every conversation that I have like this. But when I was like 15 in Tennessee, I was literally just like a fan of Chicago music. And I owe like honestly all of that to Chance. Like that he's really like, he put me on to like his music was just like the umbrella for like all of these Chicago artists at the time. So this was like 2015, obviously, you know, like 2015 to like 2019-ish. Yeah, 2015 to 2018, we'll just say that. And so like through finding him, the Social Experiment, like that camp, oh my God, I was finding Saba, No Name, Smino, and nobody like around me. And then that's, okay, Chance, Saba, No Name, Smee, the big three, and then all of the people under that. So I was going on a deep dive and nobody in Tennessee was listening to this. I was trying to put everybody on. I'm like, no, y'all don't see the vision. Like this is something like I've never heard before. It is, and I still feel that way every single day. And it genuinely did change my life. I was just talking to Nico Segal the other day and I'm like, no, I don't think you understand like how much this Nico specifically, shout out Nico, like specifically him, like changed the trajectory of like music as a whole. That era of Chicago, dude, completely not only just changed Chicago, but literally like worldly changed the trajectory of music. But I say all that to say I went on a tangent, but like,
do you remember any of those like first impression moments when you heard any of those artists while you were in Tennessee and you're 100%. Like, what's this?
100%.
Like how did that play out?
Dude, I was just, so I'm an only child.
Me too.
I was just, really? Why? Yeah. I was just showing this music to my dad. Like I would just run into the kitchen. Like I'd be like on my little laptop. I'd run into the kitchen and be like, no, Dad, like you have to hear this. You have to hear this. And obviously like he was older, so he didn't really like, he's not older. He's just my dad, so older than me. But like, I'm like, no, you have to hear this. I was showing my friends. Anytime I had the aux in the car, I'm playing Saba No Name. Nobody gets it. But like from that, I lived in Knoxville, Tennessee at the time, which is my hometown. I was going 3+ hours to Atlanta, to Asheville, to sometimes Nashville, to see these artists live. Like I was working like a regular teenager job.
Did they ever come? Chicago artists? Did they ever come to?
Not to Knoxville. Never. Like Knoxville's like a college town. It's kind of like in the middle of Nashville and Atlanta. It's like the middle point. But I was working, saving up all my money to go see these artists live. Like I remember it so vividly. The first like Chicago artist that I saw live was Saba, the Bucket List tour. He came to Atlanta.
Fire.
It was I don't remember the name of the venue, but it was just this, pretty small venue at the time. And front row, there was no barrier to the stage or whatever. Like all of Pivot Gang played. Like it was literally one of the best days of my life. I met Saba, I met Christella. Shout out Christella, Saba's manager. I was like, whatever she's doing, I want to do. I didn't know like there was jobs in the music industry other than being an artist, producer, whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I was looking at her and I'm like,
what age was this?
I was 15.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was crying. When I met them, I was crying because I was such a big fan. So I was starstruck.
How did that happen? You were just like on the internet?
Yeah. Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud. I was living on there.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
And now you're such like, so many people would describe you as like such an integral part of this community these days.
Which is so crazy.
Which is crazy. Wow.
It's so
That's
crazy.
That's cool though, right?
It's really cool. It's very surreal. It's just like, holy shit. It's crazy. But I'm really grateful. Like, I mean, the way that Chicago has just like, and I literally just said this in a thing that I did, but the way that Chicago has like fully welcomed me with open arms is like, to be a transplant and to be like new to the city. So many people that live here are from here. And to be welcomed like I was is just like, I'm forever grateful. Because most cities are not like that.
You think so?
I don't think so. Well, if you think about it, it's like major cities, New York, LA, like nobody. There's a lot of people that are from there, but the majority of the people there are like not from there. Like it's a bunch of transplants. So it's like.
Very true.
Yeah, whatever. But it's like, dude, Chicago is like a very tight-knit, can be a very tight-knit community. So very, very welcoming though. Shout out Chicago.
Shout out Chicago. 100%. Wow. Huh. That's cool.
Yeah.
It makes me think back to when, like, in high school, I thought I was going to be a rapper.
Yeah?
And
that's crazy.
We formed this whole collective from, like, the South and the West and the North Side and everybody that we knew. And Chance would have things at, like, the Harold Washington Library for social works. And I remember rapping in front of him and Dave Chappelle, who were there that day.
That's
and
crazy.
It's just, like, the crazy.
That's so crazy.
And now I'm trying to get back into stand-up comedy, so it's just, like...
Yeah.
Chance has done a lot. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like his impact is nuts, dude. Like when we really think about this, like, and we all know this, of course, but like I don't feel like we talk about it enough. Like, I mean, his impact is really, really crazy. Completely changed my life from afar too. Like I saw him live a bunch of times in Atlanta I think it was Atlanta and Nashville. Because I want to add on to this because I don't feel like I tell this story enough, but like I saw Smino at the Swanita tour and I was the only person that bought a meet and greet ticket. Like literally the only person. Me and my dad too, which was crazy.
That's so funny.
But that I've seen No Name a bunch of times. Like and to now just be around them. Like it's so surreal. All of that to say though, like give it to Chance, or I'll have to give it to Chance because, if it wasn't for his music and surf as well, like the 10-year anniversary is about to come up, which is insane. I think that project really was so pivotal to Chicago.
Yeah. I remember walking into, Blind Barber?
Of course.
It was a Chance party, but I just walked in just because I was like, at this point in my life, I don't do this that much anymore. But I would go like to 4 clubs in one night by myself, and
go crazy.
No, not go crazy, not go crazy. And there was a ton of like Chance crew, and And I'm like, oh, I recognize this person. Where do I know them from? I'm like, oh, the internet. And I turn to my left and Chance is right there. And I'm like, bro, your music from high school like put so much of us on. He's like, thank you, bro. And so it is really interesting how much of a Chicago impact that he's had. And
100%.
a lot of people give him credit for. And for some people, sometimes they don't. I see hater content sometimes.
Yes, everybody has haters, though. That just means you're doing something right.
In the same way that I asked about what it means to be a good manager, what does it mean for you to be a good A&R?
That's another thing. It looks like so many different things. I think, like, to simplify it, I guess, like, being ahead of the curve is number one. Having a good ear that you trust is extremely important. That's actually probably number one. Being like a decent human being. I think it's really easy when you get into like the majors and the actual like system in the industry. Like, it's so easy to just sign artists and then just let them go to the wolves or whatever. But it's like, I think what makes a great A&R is sticking by that artist no matter what. And I think honestly there's a lot of A&Rs that turn managers, myself included, because they believe in the artist so much or have such a great relationship with them or whatever it is that they want to be a part of the journey, like long term, instead of just, okay, well, I'm just going to sign this artist because, you know, like I said, like at the majors, and you don't really have as much pull as you would think you do because there's so many people, there's so many moving parts to it. So if your intention is to protect the artist, which it should be, you know, your intention, if something is going left or whatever, like it's only so much you can do. Like, you're just an A&R, but that's the basis of it. I think knowing how to connect the dots properly, like really knowing what makes sense with what, who makes sense with who, pushing boundaries when it comes to sound. Like, anytime that I bring a beat pack to somebody, like I always have like 60% something expected. Like, okay, well, this goes with their sound from what I've heard before. 30 to 40% of it is, I would say like 70% is what they expect. 30% of it is going to be something that's like a curveball. Like, okay, this is really going to push their sound forward. This is something that's like, I've never heard them on this before, but I could hear them on it. They just have to believe in it and hear it in the right moment, and also just be in that headspace and heart space to also see the vision. So there's that. And then also just having great relationships with people, having great relationships with producers, songwriters, artists. Like, if you're in a room with an artist and they need new sounds, okay, well, I have the perfect producer that I can literally call up right now and they're going to send a pack, and it's just going to happen, because that's the other thing. Things move so fast. They move so fast. So it's like, if I can call up somebody and they have something at the ready, dude, that's like unmatched. So,
do you know Eddie Sanders, the music lawyer?
Yeah.
And he was talking about how A&Rs have moved from a lot of people being physically out there to events and performances, and now a lot of A&Rs, in his words, just sit on the internet and send emails from people who have streams. But in my experience, you are always outside, like either with your artists or listening to somebody new. So
yeah,
do you ever just like go to a random event to try and see what's up with the artist?
And I always have too. Like, when I moved here, that's all I was doing. I was literally just going to everything alone. Like, I don't care to go to places alone. But yeah, 100%. And that's why I'm like, there's so many different definitions of A&R at this point. It's like, it depends on who you're talking to. Because there's research A&Rs who do that, who reach out to people who are like popping on TikTok. It's like, okay, well, where's the fun in that? Like, I don't care about doing that.
Yeah,
like, that's
just looking
cool.
at like numbers and.
Bro, I do not care about numbers. They mean something for sure. I mean, in certain situations, yeah, numbers can mean something, but like, they don't mean something to me. Like, I don't care about that. I literally care about the music. first and foremost. You know, sometimes like numbers can mean something if you're trying to leverage something. It means something to other people. I'll say that, not to me. To go back to your question, I definitely go to places alone all the time just to check it out. Like I'm always looking for something that I can connect with and that means something to me.
In another interview, you said that when it comes to the core of your work, the root of the music, you're always searching for a feeling.
Literally, that's all I'm
Can
searching
you describe
for.
what that means?
I mean, something that moves me. I don't like cookie cutter anything. Like if I feel, and it's something that's so hard to put into words because it really is such a feeling at the root of it. But if I don't feel like the authenticity, is so cliche. If I don't feel the authenticity coming
It's not
out
that cliche.
in the music, I'm just like, what am I supposed to be getting from this? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like I'm listening to music to take. It's like, do I feel it in my heart though?
Like if you had an artist with 100 million streams, but you're listening to the music and you're like, this shit is whack, you would probably not work with them.
No.
Even if they were at your front door.
Well, no, because like how am I supposed to move them if I don't believe in it? If I don't feel anything from it, then I don't know who to put it in front of. I don't know how to move it or work with it.
And that's what lets you do an authentic job, right?
That's all this is. Because it just, you know, I think the luxury or one of the luxuries of working in music is like a lot of decisions are based off of feeling. And I wouldn't even say necessarily for a manager all the time because you have to be super logistical. You have to be super calculated and strategic, you know. But at the end of the day, like it's like it's a feelings business. Like we're all just like moving based off of feelings and like what even just fans, it's like it's feelings based. So you know. But like music means something so much. Like music means so much to me. Like so much. So if I'm not moved by it, I don't know what to do.
There you go.
I love music. I love music.
So you described this moment of being on the Europe tour with Kai and just how much love Europe shows to your performances. You said that when you were in Belgium, not only were people singing ad-libs, but a dad's like skipped his daughter's birthday party to see Kai. Is this a true story?
This is a very true story.
How did you feel? How did you feel about those like intimate cross-cultural moments of sharing something so specific with someone worlds away from you? Like,
dude, it was crazy. It was like a massive culture shock for me because this was also my first time in Europe and in the UK. Like I had never even been, I've been to Asia, but I've never been to like that part of the world. So I didn't even know what to expect. But it was fascinating to me. I think it brought a lot of perspective coming back to Chicago because I'll just use London for an example. Europe as a whole, but specifically London, they put so much into the arts out there. Like they invest so much. There's festivals every weekend. There's music festivals, art festivals. There's so many things dedicated to the arts out there. And so it's not only coming from like the city and all of that, but it's also coming from like the fans. Like they really show up. So it doesn't matter if, you know, they don't know you as an artist to begin with. They're locked in. There's no phones. Like if they're on their phone, they're going to your Spotify or like going to your Instagram, like whatever. And they just show so much love. Like it's insane.
have you ever asked any of them, like, how did you find out about Kai?
Yeah, 100%. Like a lot of them were from Spotify. A lot of it was from, or I don't even want to just say Spotify, like Spotify and Apple Music. A lot of it was from Instagram, you know, shout out Annabelle Klein with that good shit. Like she really put a lot of people onto Kai's music at the very beginning of it all. It was from everywhere. And once they caught on, like they really caught on.
How did you find out like where to go during your Europe tour?
Well,
Do you have like analytics on like Spotify or different platforms and you're like,
yeah.
okay, this is like where people enjoy this?
Yeah, Kai also has a booking agent. Shout out Ben. But yeah.
Shout out Ben.
Yeah, shout out Ben. But that's Kai's and UK and Europe booking agent. So he routed the whole thing. And we set everything else up.
Nice.
So he's a huge help. Shout out Ben.
What does it entail for you to be a studio manager at Classic?
Handling bookings, getting strategic with Chris and our operations manager Visto. Like, we're really trying to, create like a lasting impact with the studio and everything. So a lot of it is really just like boots on the ground, getting partnerships with other people, other businesses, bringing in more clients, day-to-day operations and all of that.
And do you ever have like an identity pull back and forth where so much of your business and professional life is mixed up in music, and yet this is your life and passion? And so like, is it ever like, this is work, but I love this, but it's work, but I love this?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Absolutely. Because like I say this all the time, but I'm like, music is my escape from music. Sometimes like I love music, like listening to music. I also love working in music. It's just, it's a really interesting industry to find yourself in. Like
how do you escape from music in music?
I just listen to music. Like that's how I literally reignite my inspiration and like passion for this. I literally just go back to the root of it all, to go back to what we were talking about, like going back to just like listening to music and feeling the feeling that I felt for so many years. Like that's what brings me back to this. And then I'm like, oh, it's all worth it.
You're like, okay, this doesn't have anything to do with work. I'm just going to listen to music right now and not even think about how this applies to studio management or A&R or being a manager. I'm just going to listen freely.
All the time, like most of the time, actually. Like I listen to music as like a job for sure. And like, I'm trying to find new artists intentionally, but like a lot of the times, like it really does come natural when it comes to like finding new artists and everything. But then the other side of it is like, like I just enjoy music so much. So I can just like separate like the job part and just be like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great. Like, oh my God, I'm making playlists and all of that. And then, DJing is a whole other thing too. So
yeah, and I want to talk to you about that. How far do you want to take DJ Soju?
I think I'm still trying to figure it out.
You're still figuring it out. Tell me, like, do you want to be, I don't know, who are the biggest, I don't know a lot of huge DJs, but do you want to be like on those crazy stadium performances, like, I
mean, it's not really my style.
You're pretty active though. Like I've seen you've been outside like quite a while.
Yeah, which I'm so grateful for. This summer has been something really special when it comes to DJing, but I don't know. I think I'm still trying to figure that out right now. Like I don't even want to
put a label on it.
Yeah, not quite yet, because I think like the music that I play can be very niche. Like I literally play what I listen to.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
you don't think
like
about the audience that much?
I do, because I listen to so many different things too, and I definitely like curate what I play for the audience, because I also play in like so many different settings. Like that's been the most interesting part about it. Like I've played a lot of different kinds of music. I don't know. I really enjoy it. Like it's kind of just like something I'm passionate about right now. And my dad was a DJ too, so like,
oh really?
Yeah, it's really like,
shout out to dad.
Shout out to my dad. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm really having fun with it. It's something that like is for me, which is really cool.
It's like one of those professional, personal things that doesn't require you to define it.
Yeah.
Like people don't come up to you like, Juliana, what's your DJ plan? You just do it and it fulfills you.
Yeah. And I think I will get to a certain point where I really need to, figure that out. But I think there's also like power in,
If people are like crazy about your sets over and over again.
yeah, like I want to put out more mixes. I want to put out more mixes, but also like put out more recorded performances. So, and recorded sets. But I think like there's power in saying that you don't know.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Retweet, quote that.
Yeah.
There is power in knowing that you don't know.
Right now.
Because it leaves open a possibility.
Exactly.
An undefined possibility that you can choose to navigate.
Yeah, like it's cool to say you don't know right now, but you're going to work on figuring it out. Because I'd rather say that than like some BS that like, I'm just like spewing off the top of my head, because that just gets you in like,
then you have to either live up to it in your own head or to follow through with what you told somebody else. And it's very constricting.
Yeah, and it's like I'd rather like go into something fully prepared, just not saying something just to say it. So, yeah.
Can you bring me back to any of the moments where like how you met Kai or The Mind or Vu? Like, how did you get linked in with these people?
The music. Straight up, it was literally just the music. Like, I found Vu on the internet, and I was like, dude, I really like your stuff. And I just reached out, and I'm like, can I get a pack? And I had met The Mind when I first moved here. I was working with him as an A&R, and then that's how I started managing both Vu and The Mind at the time. I had such a great working relationship with Vu. Oh, like, do you have management or anything? Like, because we were about to put out some songs with The Mind, and I'm like, do you have any management that like I could talk to or whatever? And he was like, no, I was actually gonna ask if that's something you'd be interested in. And I was like, I was gonna ask you.
I was gonna ask you.
So
that's funny.
Yeah, it really just worked out, and I met Kai at an open mic, dude. At a Fortune House open mic.
You are not the contemporary A&R that Eddie was talking about. No. You're the unique one who stayed true to the roots of finding people where they're at.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this was like in 2021. I had literally just moved here. I moved here July 2021. And
wow, really?
Yeah.
It's not that long.
It's not that long.
You've been embraced.
4 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. Go Juliana. That's cool.
Thank you. And I went to, shout out Fortune House. I went to a Fortune House open mic at Pilsen Art House in
shout 2021. Out Fortune House.
Yeah.
That's where I had my stand-up show.
Hell yeah.
That was dope.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I remember seeing that. That was fire.
I took it down off YouTube eventually, but in the moment, people had a great time.
That's literally all that matters.
And that's what I remember is it was my first stand-up show. Comedians hated me for it. I would go to other open mics and I would be like, I've never done an open mic and I'm having an hour-long show. And
an hour?
It was like 55 minutes, yeah, with a break in between.
Okay.
To listen to music and hang out. And people just thought I was a troll or I was an asshole. And I didn't think it was very good, like months afterwards. But in the moment, people were crying, laughing. They told me 10 out of 10 show afterwards. So I got to get back into it. But I've been having all sorts of life complications. But I think it's time for me to like do it again.
Yeah, dude, take the leap.
Yeah.
Well, we already did. So you just got to
do it
take
again.
Another one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out Fortune House.
Shout out Fortune House. Shout out Fortune House. Great space.
Great space. Great people. They were some of the first people I met when I moved here.
Really? Mm-hmm. McCoffrey?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yep. That's so cool.
Yeah, great people. But
so when you first moved here, were you just like ninjaing all of these spots just to like meet people?
Oh, yeah. And like also another thing, like shout out The Mind because he introduced me to so many people too that like he already knew in his world and everything. And, I built a lot of friendships through that. But I mean, outside of that, dude, like I was just going to places and I'm just like trying to meet people. And I still do that, honestly, to this day. Like I don't ever see myself stopping that because I love meeting people and like learning new things from people and just like being a sponge to all of this, and building discernment through that because people are so interesting. Yeah, dude, I was just like everywhere. I tried to be everywhere. Because there's also like a thing of like when I moved here, I'm alone. I don't have any family, anywhere near here. I'm just like trying to figure out my place in all of this. Like how can I help Chicago and contribute to this already like very special city? Like that's all I want to do. And still to this day, all I want to do right now is like, I don't want to take anything. I just want to like contribute as much as I possibly can. Because this city has changed everything for me. So how can I like be a part of it and just give?
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I heard you were a yapper on Clubhouse at one point.
Oh, yeah.
When it was just starting.
Oh, yeah, dude. Wait, did I talk about that?
You did, yeah.
Shout out Clubhouse for like, a certain point in time. Like that was, yeah.
What did you do on, I heard you were on Clubhouse and you just like got connected to people jumping in.
Oh my God. I mean, like, you got to think like this was the pandemic. This was at the end of 2020. At the time, I had just moved to Chattanooga. I was like, I think shortly after that, I started interning at Tree Sound Studios in Atlanta, which was like a 2-hour drive from Chattanooga. But like people were just like wanting to connect with people. Like at that point in time, like we were all just like yearning for connection, for like real human connection. So like I owe so much to Clubhouse. Like I really have to give it to that platform because it gave me like a very good idea of who was in the industry at the time and who was doing what and who was in this world and this world and this world. Because at the time, well, I don't know if it still is, but at the time it was like very tight knit. I think I joined in like October 2020. So it was still invite only. I was very much in like the music space. Shout out to my friend Shui. He's the one that invited me. So random, but he's in Chattanooga. I could really get like a good idea of who was in the music space and like who was at this company and this company and this company. Because I think like social media helps a lot, but I think when you first start in the music industry, it's like you don't really know where to look or like who to talk to or whatever. And so from that, I'm hearing all of these people like having like semi-serious conversations. In the beginning, it was pretty serious.
Oh, it was very serious.
You know what I mean?
I was in Clubhouse and I was in these very serious conversations.
Yeah, we were talking about, and I got so much knowledge from that because like a lot of people were really smart on there. A lot of people just wanted to sound smart, but it was really easy for me to tell. I'm like,
Got
okay,
it.
like you actually sound like you know what you're talking about. You have this.
You actually sound like you're trying to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and you're not trying to do too much or like, so they were talking about
Someone
like.
roasted me on Clubhouse once. They said, Matt, you say a lot of shit without saying anything. And then the other Clubhouse hosts were like, no, Matt, we hear you, bro. We hear.
Oh, yeah, it was like that. And it was also like, yeah, there was, because you could hide behind a screen. Like people were like brutally brutal and like brutally honest about things, So that was really interesting. Like it was a time, but dude, I met so many great people on there despite all of like the
It was very
other stuff.
interesting. It was very...
So interesting. Like I ended up getting like placements with people that I met on Clubhouse, which is so crazy, who I still haven't met to this day. Yeah.
Wow.
Like it was a really great community, and there were so many great producers on there that I ended up like still being tapped in with to this day, 5 years removed from it. So it was interesting. It was an interesting time.
Do other people ever ask you like, can you manage me?
All the time. And I'm like,
What do you say?
I mean, I'll always check out their music, but I think right now I'm like, dude, my capacity is like, I'm cooked. Like I'm only gonna get busier, and I think like taking on another artist would just be like turning my back on the 4 other things that I do, which I already have to balance that, and I'm working on it every single day to like make sure each thing that I do gets 100%. But if you think about it, that's like 500% to 400% whatever to like everything. So it's like if I were to take somebody else on, that's just like I just don't have the capacity right now, but I get it all the time.
What do you think entails that an artist is like ready to be managed? Because I've heard from other music executives that a lot of artists think they need a manager or want a manager when they're far from necessarily needing it.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, how do you know you're ripe for a manager?
is there something to be managed?
What does that mean?
Like, are there things that even need managing right now? Like, is your career so busy and like on the up and up that like you can't handle it yourself anymore?
Right.
You know, and I hate to even like frame it like that because it makes a manager sound like a glorified assistant, which
It's
they're
not.
very much not. But I think it's like you'll also know when you need a manager when you like find somebody that really believes in it and like sees the vision and has that same North Star as you, or is willing to, you know, work on it. Cause, you know, I think the other thing too, me and Chris talk about this all the time, but like when somebody like asks you to manage them, it's like, so you're asking me to like drop everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like do stuff for you. And it's like, dude, I don't even know you. Like I can't, that's a huge ask.
I just don't feel like doing this and that and this and that. Or I'm
Totally
unconfident about my ability to understand this realm of what I'm doing. So I would rather someone just jump in and fill all the spots rather than I'm doing this and this and this. And I don't even know if I can keep doing this and this and that.
Yeah, but it's also really important as an artist to like know the business too, because you know, say you have somebody, say you get a manager that knows the business, but you don't know anything about it. God forbid if something happened between the two of you, you're now left with, you know, you're now left by yourself.
It's like a co-founder relationship in a startup.
Yeah, like
almost in my experience. It's
literally
very similar. Yeah.
Like you don't have any relationships or any knowledge of the business or any know how to like move forward with your career because now this person is not in the picture anymore. And that's just one scenario. But regardless, it's like, do you even know what you're getting yourself into if you sign a deal, if you do all of these other things, like when it comes to like releasing a project or whatever. It's like knowing the business is like so important, and having your own relationships.
Artists, make sure you understand your own business and then get a manager, and it will be much more fruitful.
And then work on that business together, because literally Chris said this today, like you have to be the engine of your own machine. Like as an artist, you literally have to be an engine. It's important to be in meetings. It's important to like know what's happening within your business and have that full transparency. And that's something that like you also have to like work through with your manager, because it's not something that's just going to come natural. Like so much of this is like a learning curve, a learning process every single day, because it's a really weird thing. Like it's a really weird career to decide to do, you know, in all different fronts. Like
you love this person, you want the best for them, but your lives are also completely evolving in their individual ways, and you can never know where that's going to go.
Yeah.
So you do your best to make it work in an ideal way.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
This was super dope.
Yeah, this was amazing. And appreciate you. Great questions.
Thank you. That's the end. The end. Goodbye.